I believe your sister and I disowned a failure like you back when you dropped out of medical school. So how come a stranger like you has come all the way out to this wedding?
Mom? Wait, I had no idea you'd be here as well. I assumed that I'd never have to see any of you guys again.
What are you talking about? Of course we'd be at an event like this. Today is Jasmine's wedding after all. And that means that only family like us has been invited to be here to celebrate, as well as some of her friends.
That's what it seems like. I was surprised to find that out when I came in. Well, for the time being, you all can just look away from me if you want and not talk to me. I would like it if we all just worked on avoiding one another while we're here.
Huh? What kind of nonsense do you think you're speaking about right now? Especially when it was you who crawled into here, trying to get close to the rest of us again. Well, I'm not going to have that when I have more important matters to be focused on today.
Wait, I didn't just sneak into this wedding, though. And I'm not here trying to get close to you all again either. I don't have any desires of being a part of your family, and I'd much prefer it if we didn't even talk anymore to one another like you had originally been doing.
What are you going on about? I can see right now that you just love to be a part of this family again. And of course, that makes complete and total sense to me considering you probably still have nothing now and could really use our money.
But I have my own life now that doesn't require any of you to be a part of it. A job of my own, a husband of my own, a family of my own.
Bull crap. I bet you don't have any of those things still, and have been living to live inside a cardboard box this whole entire time. And your line of work is probably just you trying to crawl into your past family's wedding in an attempt to ruin it? Are you enjoying a sad life such as that? I know I sure would be.
Come on, I just told you that I did not sneak into this wedding.
Jasmine is feeling unpleasant about all of this now, after I pointed out that you were with some of her fiancé's family a minute ago. And of course, she's feeling unpleasant. She has to see a useless and disowned little sister of hers crawling all the way back into our wedding right now. A once-in-a-lifetime event for her. I feel so sorry. Why couldn't she have been the only girl I gave birth to, instead of having to listen to your father asking me for another one, and doing so?
You have no idea what you're talking about then if you really think I have nothing to do with this wedding.
What?
I am shocked that even after all this time, you and the rest of the family are still treating me like garbage. It's like none of you have progressed past the people you all were years ago. Don't tell me that for the past however many years, you've still been talking poorly about everyone else all to help feed your guys' ego.
Progressed? All of you know that Jasmine has become a very amazing doctor while you've been gone. Unlike you, she never dropped out of her medical schooling. She made sure to go to all of her classes and became a praiseworthy doctor. One that's even able to care for her own mother from time to time now.
I'm aware of that. But what does that have to do with what I just said? In terms of the people you are within, none of you have progressed any. You all are quite literally just as bad as the day I was forced to leave you all.
The people are within. She became a doctor just like her father, which means she has become so much more within. Also, when it comes to Jasmine's fiancé's older brother-wife, in other words, her sister-in-law, she happens to be an active doctor who is currently working overseas as an elite.
She is? Well, that's quite amazing of her.
She is leagues ahead of someone like you. Today will be my first time ever meeting with her, and I am very much looking forward to it. And she just so happens to have the same first name as you, Claire. You both share the same first name, but everything else couldn't be more different.
I so happen to be that Claire you're talking about, though.
What?
Thank you so much for praising me like that, though, Mom. Hearing all of those things from you has really made me blush a little.
What the heck are you talking about right now? Cut it out with all those petty delusions you're having right now. There's no way a woman who dropped out of medical school could ever become a doctor afterwards.
I understand that at one point I went and stopped going to all of my classes and then dropped out. But after a while, I went back to school and am currently graduated from there. And as you are also aware of, I've been working overseas as a doctor now.
Yeah. Like I was just saying, cut it out with all those petty delusions you're having there. There is no way someone as hopeless as you could ever become anything more than a failure.
Well, if you're not going to believe any of what I'm saying, that doesn't really bother me any. I guess I'll be seeing you later then.
Take a look at the reality around you for once, please.
Hey, what are you of all people doing at a place like this? I never invited a complete stranger to come and join my wedding. Would you stop trying to come around the rest of us all so that you can start drama that will ruin everything for me? I'll have you know that I'm getting married to the man of my dreams today and will not let you do anything to me when I am in every way better than you.
I already explained this to Mom, but I was invited here today by the groom and his family. If you think that I'm lying about that right now, then go and ask Lucas, please. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to clear everything up right now and not have to sit by and watch as the woman he wants to marry does something stupid.
You're going around trying to tell people that you're Will's wife, right? I heard about that from Mom, but there's no way you're Will's wife. And if that were really the truth, then why was I never told anything about it? Surely my fiancé or Will or somebody from his family would have told me that before, right?
I have been overseas with Will this whole time, so it kind of makes sense why you wouldn't know anything about me. After all, today is yours and Mom's first time meeting with Will as well, right? Can you say what Will's wife's name is for me?
Her name is Claire, right? But I know that she is not you, and nothing is going to make me think otherwise. I know that you're only here right now after sneaking in, all because you want to try and get back into our family, right? Well, look, that right there just goes to show you that you really are a total loser that none of us want back.
Stop talking like that and go have a word with Lucas about this. I'm telling you, when you ask him about who I am, he'll say the exact same things I've been saying.
Sure. I'll go ahead and ask him about you. Hold on a second. What the hell is going on here? So you're really the Claire that is Will's wife?
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time.
I'm in shock. How could a completely hopeless woman like you have become the Claire they call a doctor? That crybaby you once were is a doctor now?
The only reason I was having to cry all the time like a baby is because of the amount of crap I was being given by all of you, treated like a total failure for no good reason.
You're lying. I can't believe this. Because what? That would mean that...
In my case, I never thought that the woman Lucas would be getting married to today would turn out to be you. When I saw you and Mom in the venue like that, I was surprised too. Very surprised.
Well, at least... It's not like you being married to Will changes anything between Lucas and I. And you still are going to be seen as a loser who had dropped out of medical school one time like a failure. I graduated from my school with high scores, and am now a very amazing doctor who is walking a very happy path. You will never be as good as me, no matter how hard you try.
Is that right? Just like the good old days, you still have that massive pride, don't you? I was really thinking we had a chance of making up and getting back together as sisters again.
Who the hell would want to get back together with you again as sisters? You and I cut ties to one another a while ago, so there's not even a reason for me to be talking with you anymore. Get the out of here and go back to whatever country you came from.
All right. I understand what you want, Jasmine.
Goodbye forever. What the hell is going on here, Mom? What the hell did you mean with what you just did there?
What? I had to make sure to tell everyone here as soon as possible about Claire. About how a loser like her crawled into this wedding uninvited, after we had all called ties to her before.
But you don't just say something like that about her over the speaker at my wedding.
What's wrong with what I did? The only people that are here are all successful people, right? I wanted to let them know about her now, before she went and did something to embarrass my sweet little girl.
But what you just did was more embarrassing than anything that she would have possibly done.
What are you saying? I did all of that for the sake of you, didn't I?
Are you done talking now, Mom? Claire is legitly Will's wife, all right?
What?
And she was invited to this wedding by Lucas and all of his family. But you just went and took the mic off the stand and told everyone that she's a loser and everything. Do you have any idea what's going to happen now to us?
What are you going on about now, Jasmine? There is no way that failure could possibly be his wife. You were laughing before about how delusional she is when I came and told you, right?
Well, I went and confirmed that stuff with Lucas. And he told me she wasn't being delusional at all, because she really is his sister-in-law. I was shocked at the time I heard that from him.
What? So she's really Will's wife? Hold on a minute. Then I just did something very, very bad.
You sure as hell did, Mom. You get back on that mic and take back everything you said about her right now.
Oh, I'll go do that right now. Wait, what?
Mom? Wait, what's going on over there?
Are you doing all right, Jasmine? I can see that the wedding has been stopped for the time being, but...
Huh? Things are not at all fine right now. Because of that crap Mom just pulled over the speakers, all of my fiancé's family has...
I'm sure they're all very much upset with how that played out now. Calling a member of their family a loser and a failure like Mom did was surely not the right way to introduce the real woman that she is to everyone.
You come out here right now and fix all of this confusion for us. Everything is going to hell for me right now.
Why would the victim of all that harassment want to go out there and try to convince everyone that what Mom was saying wasn't really true? And what is this confusion? From what I've noticed, there isn't a hint of confusion amongst the crowd. Actually, from what most people are saying, they want to know what's going to happen with you and Lucas now.
What?
I might have to clear some things up first by saying what I'd like to say about you all next. Like how you guys would intentionally get in my way when I was trying to study for my exams, taking my notes and things away from me that I'd taken during class, putting medications in my food to put me to sleep before my tests, and about how you would all make fun of me, calling me hopeless and a nobody whenever I didn't do well at all in school.
Wait, that was all? I was just doing all of that because I'm your older sister and wanted to just pick on you a little.
Calling all of that nothing more than you just picking on me is a bit... I know what this was all about. You and Mom hated the idea of your little sister becoming a doctor before you could, right? In order to make yourself look the best, you went and turned me into this loser doing all of those horrible things to me.
You hold it right there. What the hell are you blabbering on about right now? You take all those lies about me back right now.
I suppose some of those things I can't be all too certain about. But you have to admit that you did go and hide a lot of my notes back then, and that you did go and put medications in my food that would make me pass out.
What?
You just told me a second ago that all of those things were just you picking on me as my older sister, right? You never said anything against what I'd said immediately, therefore you were agreeing that you had indeed done those things. I didn't even have any evidence of you doing those things, yet you agreed to what I was saying. Way to go.
Wait, hold on. You stop that. That was dirty. You just set me up like that, didn't you?
I wasn't trying to set you up or anything there. You just happened to agree and acknowledge what I was saying you'd done. I kind of figured you were behind most of those things back then, but I couldn't be too sure, right? Thankfully, I have you confessing to those things now, and there's nothing you can do to talk your way out of it now.
All right, already. I will take responsibility for all those things as long as you just shut up about it. I'm sorry for what happened then. I was just doing all those things as a way of messing with you, and I didn't mean to cause any harm. All of that is in the far past now, though, so just forget about it all now.
I'm sorry, but there has to be a reason for us running into one another again like this. And considering I might never have a chance at this again, allow me to take my turn. I need to explain to everyone what happened between myself and you guys.
Wait! Claire, did you go and prepare a script or something for that? Because the way you went out and spoke about Mom and I was way too perfect.
Not at all, actually, but thank you for complimenting my speech to everyone. I didn't think I'd even be running into you guys today, so there was no way for me to prepare for this. Just after all that I had been through with you both, the things that I wanted to say so badly about you just came out and sounded good. I guess everything had been stored up somewhere in the back of my head for a moment like this.
What the hell? You made it seem like you were having fun making fun of me out there. Today was my once-in-a-lifetime wedding, though. Why the hell does my wedding and everything have to go to crap like this now?
Perhaps this all happened because on this once-in-a-lifetime day of yours, you decided to focus on making fun of me instead of paying attention to your guests.
And I told you already that it was just Mom and I picking on you a little, and that's something everyone should have known about. What the hell do you think you're doing talking about all the things that were private family matters in front of everyone today?
Family matters? But you all went and cut ties to me already, correct? You and Mom are no longer family to me, making all of that more than just family matters.
Wait. You stop it with all that far-fetched logic, all right?
I'm sorry, but nothing about that was far-fetched. I was told by both of you that a complete stranger like me was never invited to your wedding today.
Damn it! You're really getting on my nerves now. I am fed up now with all of your bullcrap arguments.
So any kind of an argument that you don't agree with becomes a far-fetched argument then. Well, you were always that way from the very beginning, Jasmine. No matter what, it was all about you. And anything that wasn't the way you wanted it to be couldn't stand without you tearing it down. And that's why even today you're picking on me like you did when you were younger, right?
Shut the hell up! Either way, it's all because of you that my wedding today has gone to hell. I'm going to make you pay for all of this.
Claire, what the hell are you trying to do? Now Jasmine and Lucas' wedding are going to be completely cancelled because of you.
Is that right?
All you have to say is that? Do you not feel responsible for any of this?
Not at all, actually. Because I didn't do anything wrong.
Bullcrap! You went out in front of everyone and made that speech about all the things Jasmine and I have done to you, though.
And you did the same thing before me, taking the mic and claiming I had snuck into the wedding and was a complete failure, right? I just wanted to clarify a few things with everyone was all. You were the one that challenged me first, all right?
What? How dare you claim that someone challenged you, or you challenged someone else at a wedding of all places? None of us are children here.
You think you have the right to call yourself anything besides a child right now, though? How wild, Mom. Well, from what Will had to tell me, Jasmine was always talking down to others in the same way you've been. He also told me about how a lot of her patients would complain about the way she talked to and treated them. And that is why you can't blame the canceling of today's wedding solely on what happened today, as there was already a problem forming beforehand.
But had you not done what you did today, then those two would be getting married. I don't care if they ended up divorcing after that. The only thing that matters to me in this family is that we get married to a family of elites like Lucas's family.
So what you're telling me is your daughter's wedding and her marriage isn't really about her love with her fiancé? So you really do only see your kids as nothing more than tools in which to improve your very own status.
This world is based around people's status. And things that don't have a large status rot on the ground below us. And those that cannot come to grasp with what's on the floor itself being trampled on by everyone.
Is that so? Then that would mean you were the first in the family to become one rotting on said floor.
What?
Because you're either a doctor or anyone of equal status, right? Dad was a doctor for sure, but he's not around anymore. All you are is a nobody who wants to use her daughter's status as a doctor to lift herself up.
No, it's because of me that you were both able to become doctors in the first place.
What? Are you serious? No way that's true. I only became one after looking at Dad and thinking that someday I'd want to save people's lives as well. I know that he passed away when I was still pretty young, but even now I can see him in his coat getting ready to leave and save lives every morning. All you ever did was scold me by saying I had no choice but to become a doctor.
What the hell is that? Who was it that paid for you to go to medical school then?
I believe that was Dad's money that he left me after he passed away, correct? And you're in the same boat as Jasmine and I, only being able to do anything because of that money he left us. Dad happened to have a hospital of his own, and there he had saved up a lot of money to make sure we were able to go to school.
And it was me who managed that money after he had died. I played a part in your guys' future, right?
You managed his money? I believe you meant to say you used up all of his money. And thanks to that, most of what he left for you was gone before we even graduated from medical school. Currently, you're having to live off the scraps from his money, but also off whatever Jasmine is making, right?
You... Who do you think you're talking to, your mother with a mouth like that? If it wasn't for me, you would have never been born, right? Both you and Jasmine should be thanking me for what I've done more than anything else.
How trivial this has become. I thought you told me you had disowned me before and that I was no longer a part of your family. Yet now, of all times, you're saying what again?
Shut the hell up right now. Either way you try and twist things, all of this was your fault. It's all your fault that even Jasmine is upset with me.
I don't really care, though. All I did today was come to my brother-in-law's wedding. Besides that, I didn't do a single thing else. You both just decided to blow yourselves up on a day like this.
You... Excuse me, Jasmine. Are you really going to give up on marrying Lucas now? If you were just to go up to him and apologize with all your heart, I'm sure he'd take you still.
Shut the freaking hell up, you bitch. The reason all of this happened to me is because of you, right? I'm going to cut ties to you now, Mom, so don't you ever talk to me again.
Wait a second. You have this all wrong. I just happened to make a simple mistake was all.
And you can forget about getting any more money from me each month, because I'm stopping that. How about you try getting off your ass for once and making a living?
Why, Jasmine, you were such once an obedient child, right? I only ever wanted to care for you and love you like the precious little girl you've been to me.
And so the hell what? I made sure to send you money every month for the past 3 years, right? I think that I've paid you back for all you've done by now. Goodbye forever.
Wait, I was doing all of that for your sake, though.
Oh, you were? Well then, if everything you done was all for me, give me all that money I gave you back right now. Instead of me getting a settlement from you.
What?
If you've only ever thought about me, then you should be able to do that no problem, right? I'm being asked to pay for this whole wreck of a wedding right now.
Wait, but that's a little bit too...
If you can't do that for me, then screw off, you hypocrite. Either way, I'm not going to talk to you ever again anyway. I'm blocking you right now, so go to hell.
Wait a second.
Mom, just act like an adult for once and come back here. Trying to run from the police like that is impossible. They're just going to be forced to taser you and then arrest you in a worse state.
But I have to, because I never wanted things to turn out like this. I was just trying to explain everything to Lucas.
By tailing his car all the way back to his place and then jumping him from behind?
I had to do something to get him to forgive Jasmine and I for what happened. I've already lost Jasmine now. If she doesn't come back to me, I'm not going to be able to survive on my own.
So you're really going to make everything about yourself until the very end. Unfortunately, due to the things you did to Lucas, you really have put an end to your life.
Shut the hell up. I did not do anything wrong. Remember that all of this started to happen because of you. Why the hell do you think you can just go around smiling all the time like that when this is happening to us?
I've heard you blame me so many times like that now that it's time for me to block your number like Jasmine did. But before I do, I am telling you one last time to stop running off like that and come back here to face your punishment.
You're going to block me now too? What? What am I going to do, Claire? I've already been blocked by the last person who used to care about me, and there's nothing left for me in this world now. I'm going to be forced to pay even more money now, and might have to go to prison for what I done, so running away is the only choice I have left.
All right. Go ahead and keep running then. I'm going to block you now anyway.
Hold on a second, Claire. I really am sorry for the way I treated you ever since Little making you feel like a loser. I never thought that someday you'd actually become such an amazing person.
I really don't matter to your situation anymore, all right? All I'd ever wanted was to be loved by you, yet that never happened. Some could say that I left the family before you ever even came around to kick me out.
I get it already. I'll show you that love right now, okay? I don't need Jasmine anymore, just as long as I can have you by my side.
What a frickin' bitch.
Huh? How dare you say that about your mother?
Mother? Jesus Christ, I already told you before that you are not my mom. And right after that, I went ahead and blocked my mom's number before deleting her contact off my phone for good. Ever since then, she has not once been able to call me or text me. Eventually, my mom ran out of places to run and hide. And before she could make another break from the police, they hit her with a taser, dropping her on the spot. She would be asked to pay a settlement to Lucas and his family after she had come up from behind him and hit him with her purse in the head, knocking him out. Actually, it turns out that my mom had a handgun in her purse. When she'd gone to the wedding, for some reason, nobody to this day had an answer for, but when she hit Lucas in the head, the weight went and took him down. He would later have to be taken to the very hospital he would normally be working at, and there get an X-ray and an MRI to make sure everything in his head was good. But with him having suffered a pretty decent skull fracture and a concussion, as well as a terrible gash, he would need staples and a few weeks of rest. Considering Mom had no money left from her husband and no longer had a daughter to milk for money, she was forced to go into debt in order to pay everything off. I believe it was around $123,000 in total she was sued for, and that is for sure not a small amount at all for someone like her. She would then have to go back to court again after being placed under house arrest for a week. And that time, she had to hear about how she was being charged with aggravated assault, evading the police, and with carrying an unregistered handgun in her purse. The charges would end up putting her behind bars for 1.5 years, and during her time there, she sure did get into lots of trouble with the other inmates. She would then get out of there, but during that whole time, she never had anyone who was able to start paying off her debt, which means relations only soured on that end. As of right now, I've been told that she's on the run again, but this time not from the police or anyone like that, but from the loan sharks she hasn't started to pay back. She had lost her house during that time in prison thanks to not being able to pay the bills on the place, as well as her car, which was put into the pound 1 year before by the police and then sold this year. She really is useless at everything but running from people, and even then she can only make it so far before having to give up. I really am so happy that a woman like that went and disowned me back in the day, because I'd hate to have to call myself her daughter now. I haven't really spoken with my older sister anymore ever since the wedding, but I'm sure that in her mind she's regretting ever letting herself fall into my mom's trap of making an enemy out of me and letting herself be leeched on by my mom. The last I heard of where my sister went after her trashed wedding day was to a new hospital on the other side of the country, where she's making only half of what she'd made at her previous job and is living in an even smaller apartment as well. Hey Sean, it's Ruby here. I haven't heard from you in a while. I was just wondering what you've been up to lately. I was also curious to know when you're going to meet me next. It's been such a long time. Dad also wants to see you as well. You haven't seen him for a while either, Sean. He really wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me, Ruby? Why should I have to go over and see you? I shouldn't have to make such an effort all the time. I shouldn't have to come over and take care of anything. All of the nursing stuff is your job.
Did anyone say anything about you taking care of things or anything like that? I never said that, all right? All I'm asking is for you to come and visit us, especially our dad. He hasn't been feeling very well lately. Could you at least call him, Sean? He would love to hear from you. It might make him feel better. He's been so ill and feeling down in the dumps.
Well, tell me when you're not going to be there, and I'll go over and see him. I don't get why he wants to see me so badly. It's not like he's that ill or anything.
Watch your attitude, Sean. Would you please just cut this crap out? I don't need this from you. How could you talk about our father like this? We're his only kids, and you're acting like you don't care about him? You're so insensitive.
Oh, boo-hoo, Ruby. Of course you always go out of your way to say something bad about me. You always have. 10 years have been and gone, haven't they? He's been bedridden for 10 years, hasn't he? I've been waiting so long for him to leave this earth. I've been waiting so long for my inheritance, and I still don't think I'm gonna see it anytime soon. I really didn't think that he'd survive 10 more years. I'm really sick of waiting, you know.
Oh, Sean, how could you say something so horrible? He's our father, for goodness sake. You should be treating him with a little bit more respect. I think this has probably been the worst thing I've heard come out of your mouth. I can't believe you.
I don't really care what you think, Ruby. I'm just speaking the truth. What's so wrong with that? What's so bad about being open and honest with my family? I'm just saying that this has been a long time coming, and I'm still waiting on my inheritance.
Even though you've been more or less forcing me to take care of our sick father for the past 10 years, that is so messed up, Sean. Our father is very ill, and this could be the last time he ever sees you, but you won't even do that for him? Can't you just show our dad a little bit more kindness? He's dying, Sean. He's the only father we've ever had.
How about you both start showing me a bit more kindness before you start critiquing my actions? If he dies soon, then I can be a landowner and be filthy rich. I'll inherit all of our father's land.
You make it sound like it's an easy thing to do. Why? Wow, you really don't care about anyone, do you? Besides, it's been a long time since our father made any money off of being a landowner.
You've really got no idea what I'm talking about, Ruby. The value of land doesn't decrease that easily. That's why our father can live as he pleases. He doesn't have to worry about anything anymore.
He does what he pleases? Are you for real, Sean? He's been bedridden for 10 years. He can hardly move. Do you really think he's doing whatever he wants with the little life he has left?
Even if you're bedridden, you can still earn money and have a really good lifestyle. I guess he might have enough money to dish out to me if he's lying in bed all day.
He's just using the money that he's saved up all these years. He's no longer in a situation where he can have all the luxuries that he once had.
That's why I'm hoping he doesn't hang around any longer. There'll be no money left if he doesn't. My inheritance will completely disappear if he keeps holding on.
Why are you so hung up on getting an inheritance when you won't even see him? You should probably go to Dad about the money if you want it so badly. He's probably got no idea what you're saying to me. Dad's telling you to come over. Please, just do this for him. He just wants to talk to you and see your face. He's not asking for much.
You're making such a big deal of this. It's very annoying. I'll go over to his house if I can. Not making any promises, though.
Yeah, I can tell you're not. Well, I guess you coming over is never going to happen. You're so stubborn and insensitive. Sean, we really need you over here. Please respond to me when you get this message. Dad is really not doing so well right now. He's in critical condition. He might go at any minute. We really need you here. I've got something really important to tell you, so please get over here as fast as you can.
Oh, really? Oh my god, about time, don't you think? It's finally happening!
Huh? What do you mean? What's finally happening? I am so confused as to what you're talking about.
It's almost time, and I've been waiting so long for this to happen. I can't believe the time has come. Finally, I can get on with my life. Well, please let me know when the date and time of the funeral has been decided. I'm going to get in contact with my lawyer right away.
What the heck are you talking about? Did you not read any of my previous messages? You know that Dad's still alive, right? There's no plans of any funerals yet. Don't even think about doing anything with your lawyer.
I did read your messages. Didn't you just say that he's in a critical condition? Surely that means he's going to die soon, right? You've always wanted to be free from having to take care of him, right? Can't we just let him die quickly? Then it'll be all over, and we can move on with our lives. I also want my money. I want it in my hands as quickly as possible.
How dare you say such things to me about our father? I don't care about the money. I care about our dad. Just hurry up and get over here. You know you're talking so badly about our father. Our real father? How could you be like this?
Look, I've got no interest in having anything to do with him anymore. I don't care what happens to him. Okay, just let me know when he's dead. You can get in contact with me once the funeral plans have been made.
How dare you act like this? Fine, be that way, Sean. You're a terrible and heartless person, and I don't understand how anyone could like you. I'll just take care of Dad by myself, and I'll stay with him right until the end. He deserves to have some kindness from at least one of his kids.
Hey, sis! Well, that was a fun funeral, now wasn't it? I'm sure our father appreciated the send-off.
How could you say such horrible things all the time? I am so sick of your attitude and what you say to me.
Oh, don't be such a hypocrite, Ruby. I bet you're actually happy now that he's gone, so you don't have to look after him, right? You took care of our father, the landowner, for 10 years, and now he's dead. Now you can finally be free of that role, right?
How could you say something about my father who's only just passed away? Haven't you said enough hurtful things? It's supposed to be a sad time, and I am choosing to be sad over the loss I've experienced, unlike a heartless person like you.
Oh, yes, I suppose you can feel however you want. So, I talked to the lawyer about what's going to happen.
Good for you, Sean. I've actually talked to a lawyer as well. Dad was worried about what would happen to me after he died, so he told me to find a lawyer.
Wow, of course you did what Daddy said. I'm not surprised. You live such a miserable life, don't you, Ruby? Looks like I'm going to inherit all the assets and property that was in my father's name. It looks like you're not getting a single penny of it. Haha! You've taken care of him for so long, and what have you got to show for it? Probably not a lot. Or anything at all, to be honest. Thanks for all your hard work in getting me the inheritance. I'm looking forward to having it.
Huh? I'm confused. What are you talking about, Sean? What do you mean I'm worth nothing?
Did you really have no idea what was going to happen, Ruby? Wow, you really are stupid. It's such a shame that you had to find it all out this way. You cared for our father so much over the last 10 years, but in reality, you meant nothing to our father. He gave you nothing. In the end, I was the cute kid who earned everything.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're wrong, and that's not what's going to happen, Sean.
All your life has all been for a dusty old rag. Caring for our father got you nothing. Doesn't that suck so much? Well, to be honest, I'm rolling around on the floor laughing about it. It's so hilarious. I can't help but laugh and cry at the same time.
I don't get how you'd find this so funny, Sean. What's the old rag supposed to be about? Me cleaning up after our father? Someone had to.
Even though you cared for our father so much, your efforts were all in vain. You ended up with nothing. Did you really think that if you provided him with love and care, that you'd get your hands on my inheritance? Obviously, you misunderstood the entire process. You wasted a lot of your life because you wasted time on a man who wasn't going to give you a single dime. You could have gotten married and had a lot of children during that time. Your life must be such a disappointment. After 10 years of caring for him, you got no inheritance, so you might as well live in rags for the rest of your life. Of course, being the older brother, I'll inherit all the money. But if you hold a grudge about it, you should be mad at our father for choosing me.
You know what, Sean? Go ahead and take the money. It's all yours. Take it all and don't worry about me.
I've got no need to worry about you. I'm sorry, but things were supposed to be this way.
That's fine, Sean. I don't need any of the money from the inheritance. I don't really need it even if I asked you to give it to me.
What are you even talking about? What's gotten you so high and mighty about this? You seriously don't want any of the cash?
Hey, all I'm doing is staying quiet, brother. I'll hand over the entire inheritance over to you, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm really glad you were able to get what you wanted, Sean.
Also, the beach house by the sea is mine as well. I couldn't forget about that. I've only been there a few times in the past, but it's worth having assets there.
But it's such an old building. What's the point in trying to make money off of it, Sean?
Like I told you before, the value of real estate isn't coming down anytime soon. You really are an idiot when it comes to money and property. But I should expect that of my little sister. You were never as bright as me.
Well, why don't you go to the beach house and check it out? You should see it with your eyes so you can make the right judgment call on it.
That's true. I haven't been there in quite a while. I'll take my girlfriend with me, and we can do a staycation or something. Well, I really can't believe our father has finally died. This is the best thing that has happened to me in such a long time. I'm going to get so much money and have so much land to play around with. It's going to be great!
You are so horrible, Sean. You're the worst brother on earth, and you're a terrible human being with no remorse. Don't contact me anymore. I've decided to disown you because I don't need someone with your attitude in my family. I don't want to talk to you anymore. What the heck? How did you call me? I thought I cut ties with you. Why are you contacting me?
Look, Ruby, that's not important right now. You need to answer your phone when I call. I need to talk to you. It's an emergency.
I've got nothing to say to you, Sean. I don't want you contacting me, but you obviously didn't get the message.
You know how I told you that my girlfriend and I were going to go to the beach house, right? The only thing that was there on the land it's supposed to be on was a rotting house. It's falling apart. Don't tell me that's the luxury beach house. It's more like a ruin than a house. It's as gross as an old rag. This can't be right, can it?
You really like using that word, rag, don't you? You called me one and now the beach house? You're funny, bro. The ruin you spoke of is the beach house, Sean.
No way. That's not it, is it? It's a piece of crap. There's hardly anything left anymore. It's like something from a horror movie. Did I just pay a huge chunk of tax just to inherit this ruin? Isn't it a ruin? It looks like it might be haunted by ghosts or something. I won't be able to live in this crap hole that I inherited. This is just the worst property I've ever seen.
I suppose it is. Apparently that beach house is known by the locals as the haunted house.
Are you kidding me? They actually call it that? Is it actually a haunted house? Has someone actually seen ghosts inside it?
It's such a shame because it used to be a lovely piece of property in the past. Even in the state it was in back then, it was also called a haunted house. Even if you want to sell it, you couldn't sell it because no one would want to step foot inside.
I can't believe this place is still standing. What is this? Some kind of sick joke? Did you know about the state of this place? I heard it was a luxury beach house with all the bells and whistles. How does it look like this?
What are you even talking about, Sean? There's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just everything but a luxury beach house. It's still an all right house. It just needs a little work, that's all.
Are you delusional or something? There's no way this place can be fixed. This house is not even livable, Ruby. It's literally falling apart. Don't you know that I paid a considerable amount of tax just so I could inherit this place? I can't live in it, and I can't sell it.
But you're the one who wanted the beach house. You told me that yourself. You know, I'm glad that things have turned out the way I wanted them to. I wouldn't have any idea what to do with that house in that state. My wish came true. Why don't you just take care of it?
If I had known that the beach house was in this disgusting state, I wouldn't have wanted it from the inheritance. I should have just taken the inheritance money, and I would have been laughing all the way to the bank.
By the way, what money are you talking about again? I'm just a little bit confused by what you're saying.
Huh? How can you not understand what I'm talking about, Ruby? Man, you're so dumb sometimes. I'm talking about the money from our father's inheritance. Since he owned a lot of land, our father's inheritance must be huge, no? I should have gotten that money. He should have gotten rid of such a useless piece of property when he was still alive.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, Sean, but there's no inheritance money.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What do you mean there's no money? Of course there's money. He had so much of it.
Did you really not check his accounts or look into what he actually had, Sean? All that was left was the debt he was in. What money are you talking about, Sean? I guess you never really gave up your inheritance. Didn't your lawyer explain all of this to you? I'm surprised they didn't.
Explain what? What's there to explain? I don't understand what you're saying, Ruby. You're not making any sense.
Well, since it's about you, brother, I don't really know if I need to give an explanation since you know yourself so well. You inherited that beach house before even listening to the full story, I guess. You decided to take the property for yourself and just went right ahead with getting it, right? I guess you didn't even know what kind of inheritance you were truly left with, brother?
Okay, so what if I didn't listen to what my lawyer was saying? They were being a pain and talking about too much legal stuff. But what do you mean about Dad being in debt? I never heard anything about that. How did you know?
I just didn't want to tell you because I thought it would be too much drama for you to handle. You also didn't ask about the situation either, did you? I could have told you.
Stop with this nonsense and just explain to me what's going on here. You're really frustrating me right now. Why is the house like it is?
Actually, I was told all about his debt before he passed away. I knew everything.
You knew? You knew all along and never told me? How could you do this to your own brother?
How about you calm down so you can think rationally about this? Even though he owned land, he was bedridden for 10 years and did nothing about it. The real estate came to a standstill. He opened the beach house himself, so it was up to him to manage it. Once he was bedridden, it was no longer possible for him to take care of the place. Of course, it would have been cleaned a few times a year, but then time passed, he got more sick, and he never rented it to anyone, and he didn't sell it either. That's why it's turned into a ruin.
So I guess that's what happens when you leave a property to rot for 10 years. Why didn't you tell me about the beach house?
Ever since you found out that our father needed full-time care, you've been ignoring us. I also ignored it because I didn't want the place forced upon me, okay? That's why I didn't tell you about it, and also, you never came by to visit, so it was never talked about.
I could have done something about it if you'd at least told me what was going on with the property.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I can't believe that my brother would care about some property that much.
But you knew that it was going to be mine someday since Dad was the one who owned the beach house. Of course I would take that seriously and do something about it. You could have told me.
Well, is there really any more point in talking about this now, Sean? Nothing's gonna change. Besides, it's going to be so difficult trying to maintain it. The property tax is probably pretty high. Everything up until now is turned around and not for the better. He used various services such as accountants. Some properties just fail and then the person ends up in a lot of debt, like our father. After that, it's just a snowball effect and the debt just kept growing bigger and bigger.
Are you kidding me? The debt's just going to keep on increasing even though our dad isn't around anymore?
Of course, no one's trying to pay it off, so interest keeps getting put onto it. You know that this inheritance was not forced upon you. We tried to call you and talk to you before Dad passed away. I got in contact with you so many times, Sean, but you never returned my calls or even tried to visit.
What a cruel thing to say! You're just trying to get back at me for what I said about Dad!
And so I should, because you said so many terrible things. You basically estranged yourself from us. Dad didn't want things to be like this. So I started the procedure of abandoning the inheritance so I could avoid it. I called because I wanted to explain all of this to you. Our dad just wanted us to get along and be happy. He didn't want to leave us with the debt, but it was too big to handle. You were never good at listening to other people. I wanted to explain everything properly, but you never made the effort to come over.
Well, it's because I never thought that you wanted to say something so important. I thought you were just making small talk. Why didn't you say something to me? This is your responsibility now!
It's more your own fault, Sean. You're being so stupid right now. You got greedy and you just wanted to get your hands on some money.
How dare you talk to me like that? How is it not your responsibility? You didn't communicate with me properly!
Oh my god, this is getting too much. I can't deal with your crap anymore, Sean. Dad also gave a message to his lawyer. You were the one who decided to inherit everything without discussing it with Dad first, right? He told the lawyer how disappointed in you he was. I don't even know what else to say to you anymore. This has been your own doing, Sean. Live with it.
How could you do this to me? How is this even possible? I never imagined something like this happening when Dad died. I was supposed to inherit everything from our father and be happy and rich! And now this is what happens when I show up to a rundown place with my longtime girlfriend? It's not fair! Do you know how embarrassed I was to see that house standing there in ruins?
I have no idea, Sean, but I'm sure it must have been so hard for you to handle. What's happened to you has got nothing to do with me. I don't really give a crap what happens to you anymore, Sean. It's only natural for me to feel like this after the way our father and I have been treated, right?
But I'm your brother, Ruby! You can't just leave me to deal with this mess on my own! You also need to take responsibility for the debt and this beach house!
Like I've already said, I'm cutting ties with you. I don't want a horrible person like you being a part of my family anymore. I don't want to be involved with your life. Surely that young girlfriend of yours must have guessed what you're like by now, right? Now you're just a scumbag who's rolling in a lot of debt. You're not a part of this family anymore, Sean.
Okay, so you can say whatever you want, but I can't? What the heck, Ruby? How can you treat me like this? Stop making fun of me!
You treated me like crap before, so why can't I do it now? Isn't it true, though? You're in so much debt now. Dad and I tried to advise you, but you chose to ignore us. You even ignored your own lawyer. How stupid is that? I wasn't the one who didn't listen and ignored the people around me. As a result of your ignorance, you inherited all of our father's debts. And you even inherited that haunted beach house since you paid so much tax on it. It's so lame that I couldn't tell you anything.
Shut up, Ruby! You're just so happy because you didn't open your big fat mouth! You got away with not having to inherit his debts!
You would have taken it all without our permission before I could tell you the truth anyway, Sean.
Then why didn't you just say there was absolutely no money and that Dad was in the red?
Well, it's because I never needed any money in the first place. No matter what, you wouldn't have listened to me.
That can't be true! Everyone wants money since we needed to live a nice life! Especially now that you're a middle-aged single woman! There's no way that you don't want money when you're probably so unhappy with your life!
Stop making things up. You know nothing about my life. I'm actually married to Dad's lawyer, so no, I'm not single, Sean.
What? Really? Since when have you been married? I had no idea that this happened!
I wanted to get married while Dad was still alive, as it would give him a bit of peace of mind. We'd been dating for a while, but then we decided to get married. But at least Dad gave me a property that's worth something.
Huh? What are you talking about? What could he have possibly given you if he was in so much debt?
He gave me an actual property, not a ruin. He renovated it at his own expense and rented it out. I'm now living there, comfortable and paying rent.
Are you kidding me? You've been hiding this the entire time? Are you for real? That property should be mine!
Why don't you renovate that ruin you own yourself? Maybe you could make some money off of it if it looks good enough. But since you've got all that debt to pay off, maybe it might be impossible to do that. Well, I guess I should wish you luck on your ventures.
Renovate the beach house? But it's completely in ruins! You can't be serious!
I honestly don't care what you do anymore, Sean. You're on your own. I wonder which one of us will be living a life in rags from now on. In the end, Ruby abandoned her brother Sean and cut ties with him. It seems like she's living a peaceful life without him bothering her. Meanwhile, Sean's been forced to live in an abandoned beach house. He was deep in debt and his girlfriend dumped him. It seems like the land was taken by a debt collector until Sean could somehow get the money to pay off the debt. Unfortunately for him, the debt still remains as he struggles to make repayments. Greedy people like Sean will almost always end up in a worse position because they're too blind to see any faults. Let's hope he can learn a little bit from his mistakes and be more considerate towards other people. Maybe his personality might improve, but we all know that it's likely impossible.
You slept all day today again, didn't you? You didn't help out at all around the house, right? Are you seriously gonna just do nothing all the time? Shouldn't you feel a little more responsibility as my wife to fulfill your duties? You really need to work a little harder. Stop being such a shitty wife.
You're really going too far. You don't understand still? I've been sick because of morning sickness. How can you be so mean to me?
You're just being spoiled right now. Morning sickness is something that you're using as an excuse. You realize that I had someone working in our office that was pregnant, right? She never seemed to complain at all. If anything, she was working harder than anyone else. She never brought up anything about morning sickness.
That's because every person is different when they're pregnant. Not everyone reacts the same way. I'm having the kind of pregnancy where my morning sickness is really bad. That's just how I am. I'm taking off my work because of my morning sickness too. It's not really anything that's new news to people. I want you to let me rest at home since that's why I'm taking off in the first place. Why doesn't someone who's more able-bodied right now take care of the household chores? Literally anyone who's not pregnant. I've been taking care of everything normally, so yeah. You guys can pick up the slack for just a little bit.
Oh, come on, that's the attitude you're gonna be giving me right now? My parents are letting you stay at their house because they want to be kind to you or something. How about you start showing your appreciation towards them for once? You need to be better.
I didn't even really want to live with them to begin with, so I don't know what you're talking about. You decided all on your own, Jason. I never agreed to any of this. The only reason I trusted you to move in with your parents was because you promised me that we would eventually move out to our own house. Are you seriously trying to move at all, or are you just full of it? I need to know now.
If you have time to think about crap like that, how about you do something for a change around the house? How about trying to cook something every once in a while for everyone, huh? You really need to stop just hanging around and resting all the time. You're literally just being a leech right now.
It's not like I'm being lazy right now. I'm literally sick. How many times do I have to explain this to you?
You better do the right thing and work hard starting tomorrow as our personal driver for the vacation.
Wait, what? What are you talking about, driver? I'm going to be driving?
Oh yeah, no shit. I want to drink from around lunch, so I'm gonna need you to drive. If you don't drive, we don't need you at all, you know? You're just coming along as a driver. Consider yourself lucky.
You realize that I might get really sick along the way. I really can't predict or put a pin on when I'm going to feel really bad out of the blue. Honestly, I really wanted to just cancel the trip outright, but I don't know. What do you think about just not going at all?
What? You can't cancel it all now. You being serious right now? This is like the only time that you're really able to be of use to anyone at all. You're normally so useless. How about you start thinking about those around you and being a productive, useful wife for once?
Wait, seriously? Are you not messing with me right now? No, tell me the truth. Be honest with me here. Just to make things crystal clear, you want to take your pregnant wife, who is suffering from a severe case of morning sickness, to go to some family vacation against her will and use her as some kind of personal servant for you and your family?
You really need to stop complaining about your morning sickness already. I'm not gonna spoil you. You better take care of everything at the hotel.
Are you shitting with me, you moron? You must be mistaking your wife to be some kind of slave for you. Is that what's going on? You didn't know that your wife wasn't your slave? If that's the case, you need to go really take a really cold shower to wake yourself up from the delusion you're believing in.
You're really taking this all too far, Kayla. Look, let's just be real here. You have no right to say no here. You're going. You better work hard, wifey. Are we clear?
Yeah, no. Not gonna fly today, Chief. You're not going to cancel the vacation for me either, just to be clear?
If you're canceling on us, how the hell are we gonna be driving to our vacation spot? Someone's gotta drive us. You literally promised that you were gonna drive for us. Did you seriously already forget that you said you'd drive? You really need to make sure you're in tip-top shape so that you can drive for us.
If I could figure out how to just feel better and be in tip-top shape, I wouldn't be having such a hard time. Are you aware that the child that is in my belly right now is literally your own child as well?
You need to come home already. You better really rethink your priorities before you come home, too.
Miss Kayla, what the hell are you doing? Care to explain what's going on here? I heard that you don't want to go on the family vacation with us or something. You really need to stop spewing such nonsense, young lady. Well, you're really going hard on me, aren't you? You kind of surprised me with how intent all of you are on going on this trip. You haven't been doing anything as a housewife recently. You've just been in bed all day like a little sloth. How about you actually show your worth by driving us when we're going on vacation, huh? You need to pick up the slack, lady. Do you understand? Are we clear? I'll be honest with you, it kind of depends on how I'm feeling at the time, but apparently I'm going to be going on the vacation, so I'll go while resting frequently to make sure that the baby is okay and everything. Can't believe that you'd say such a thing to your own mother-in-law. I just don't believe what I'm hearing. You really have some nerve saying that, don't you? Didn't your parents teach you any manners? How does Jason put up with you, really? You must really have to be so incredibly patient dealing with some spoiled lady like yourself. I'm honestly fed up, to be honest with you, and I don't know if I can do this anymore. You and I both. I don't know if I can keep this up. I thought you finally got pregnant and you'd be of any worth to this family, but then you started doing nothing. You think that just because you're pregnant you don't have to do anything? That you can just get away with anything and do whatever you like? Well, let me tell you that when I became pregnant, no one allowed that to happen. I'm sorry that you lived in such an inconvenient day and age, but that has nothing to do with my morning sickness at all. You're really just a terrible person, aren't you? You're impossible to get along with. You keep this shit up, I'm going to be chasing you out of the house. You will not be staying here with us. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I'd prefer that, actually. I wasn't really into living with his parents anyway. I wanted to live somewhere else. But Jason was intent on living with his mommy and daddy. So that's why this has all developed into whatever is going on here right now. We are here thanks to your lovely son, Jason. If you really want to chase me out of the house, please talk to Jason about it and figure it out with him. You're such a bitchy wife. Why do you have to be so thorny when you talk to other people? Whatever, you're only going to be able to act so tough and strong now. You'll see. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Nothing, it's just something on this end. You better make sure you show up tomorrow and drive correctly. I'm going to be expecting you to cook breakfast for me, too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to cook you guys breakfast. I don't think I'll be able to wake up at all. You guys will just have to figure it out on your own, please. I'm begging you.
Hey, where the hell are you? I can't find you. We're gonna go out and sightsee one last time before we go home. Get ready.
Your whole family is serious, the most rotten group of people I've ever seen. I'm being dead serious right now.
What are you talking about, Kayla? You need to stop. They're literally your family, too. You can't be like that. Stop talking like that.
I don't want to consider any of them my family. I don't want to be a part of that. I keep saying that I feel terrible because of my morning sickness, and I've repeated myself several times, but no one's listened. Even yesterday, they wouldn't let me drive on the highway. They said it was too expensive. They made me drive on the side road.
Well, they're literally spitting the truth. Highways are really expensive. You have to save money as much as you can. You can't just be spending money willy-nilly.
There were no rest stops, and I really felt like I was dying. I was like a zombie driving. And even after we got to the hotel, you kept trying to make me do a bunch of random crap. You wanted to just keep commanding me around like I was some kind of slave. It was all really grating, and you all sounded like little toddlers who couldn't take care of themselves.
Why are you saying stuff like that? Come on, cheer up. We just used you to your fullest extent as our personal housewife, right? You should be honored that we would even do that for you. Aren't you happy that you were able to stay at the hotel with us? Come on, cheer up.
No, it's not just okay. I'm not happy. This is literally why I wanted to cancel. I knew I would feel terrible and then all of this would happen the way it did. I didn't even want to go on this vacation at all. I wanted to stay at home and rest. You just wanted me to go to use me as your personal slave, right? I know that's all you wanted me there for.
So what? You need to stop your bitching and moaning already. How about we wrap up this sob parade and start counting our own blessings, huh? If you don't come to our family vacation, who's gonna be taking care of us during our vacation? Someone's gotta look after us. You need to stop being spoiled just because you're suffering from morning sickness. Get the hell in the car!
I'm seriously feeling the worst I've ever felt in my life.
Mom and everyone else are waiting for you.
Waiting for me, huh? They're all in the lobby then?
Yeah, exactly. Hurry up. Come on, let's go. We're all gonna go driving and go sightseeing before we go home today.
You can all just wait there then for an eternity. Just rot. Your whole family can disappear.
What? What are you talking about?
Later, you world-renowned piece of shit.
Hey, what the hell is going on? Explain yourself. Where the hell did you go? You just disappeared. I've already checked out and we want to hurry up and go out to sightsee and whatnot. We're all waiting for you. We're getting really tired of waiting around for you. Where are you? Are you just sitting around doing nothing somewhere again? Where are you doing nothing now?
I'm already on my way home. I'm not there.
What? What do you mean?
Well, I'm driving home on the highway. You know, that one thing that you said I wasn't allowed to use because you're such a stingy person? I'm actually just hanging out at the little rest stop between the house and that stupid hotel.
What, are you saying that you left us behind? You didn't do that, did you? There's no way that you just left us here. You really think you can get away with doing that? You're gonna pay for this, you understand? Kayla, stop messing around already! Turn the hell around and come back here!
That's exactly what I wanted to tell your whole family. Stop messing around.
What?
I'm seriously just at the end of my patience and so pissed off. So I just took out my revenge on your whole shitty family. I'm going to be driving straight back to my parents' house using our car now.
What are you talking about going back to your parents' house? What are you gonna go back to your parents' house for?
I already have the divorce papers placed out on the desk back at home.
What are you talking about, Kayla? You're not making any sense at all. Just hurry up and get back here already. You're taking too long. Are you seriously not here at the hotel anymore? You've already left?
I told you I'm not there anymore. I've left. I'm sure you and yours were all expecting me to drive you to your destination and just catch a ride back with me, but I'm not there anymore, so you guys just figure out how to get home on your own, please. I'm not going to help.
What? My family and I are at a loss for words. What the hell, Kayla? Why would you do such a thing to us? How could you do that?
What do you mean, why? Or how could I? The car is under my name. I bought it with my money, and I own it outright. It's mine. If I want to go home, I'm going to go home. I'm the driver, and it's literally my car. It's all me. The only reason I took the car is because it literally belongs to me, and I'm taking all of my belongings. You were joking about drinking from the middle of the day before, but let's be real with each other. You don't even have a driver's license because you're too stupid to go get a license.
I mean, that's true, but right now that has nothing to do with anything. Do you understand? This is all unimportant right now. You need to get your ass back here right now. You can't just say, oh, sorry, I left. I need you to be back here right now to help us. I can't just accept that you're gone like that. I still need to have you drive.
I mean, we're going to get a divorce, so I don't need to take care of your stupid family at all. Just so you know, I'm planning on making sure that not a single one of you ever sees my child. I mean that.
What? What the hell are you talking about, Kayla? You realize that is my child as well. You can't just do that to me.
Okay, so it's your child as well. So what? You have literally zero interest in me, your wife, who is actually pregnant with your child. You think that the child is just going to grow up and become an adult even if you just leave it alone? That you don't need to be a parent? You have no awareness that you're going to become a parent, and I really don't have any intention or motivation to be raising a child with you at all. I also have proof of your affair that you're having, so I'm going to be suing you for all the damages. You better be ready.
Wait, hang on. What are you talking about? You need to calm way down.
No. You're the one that needs to calm down.
Proof of my affair? I don't even know the hell you're talking about, Kayla. You don't have any proof of that. I know you're full of it.
Actually, as far as the proof of your affair, I sent your mom all of the photos of you with your partner, you know, having fun. I'm sure they're going to be able to tell for sure who's doing what where now, right? No arguing? You're just a piece of shit husband that cheated on his wife while his wife was pregnant with his only child. Go to hell.
You don't have to taunt me that badly. What the hell, Kayla? What do you have against me? Besides, how did you even find out about the affair at all? I didn't even think you knew about it at all. Not that I'm here admitting about it or anything. Like, how did you think that you figured everything out?
I don't care if you admit or don't admit anything. I already said earlier, I've got proof of you and your stupid affair. I don't care as long as you pay your dues and damages for your affair.
Damages? Are you serious about getting a divorce too? I thought you were just messing around with me. I don't think I've ever given you permission to go and try to divorce me like that.
Why the hell do I need your permission to divorce you? You were cheating on me, so it's plenty of reason for me to get a divorce with you. There's no reason I need to hide. Also, I'm pretty sure I know that you were intending on getting a divorce with me too. I'm not an idiot, Jason.
What? What are you talking about, Kayla?
You were talking to your mom last night. I overheard what the two of you were saying. You were going to make your mom raise the child after it was born and not let me raise my own child. You were going to chase me out of your house and make sure that I never saw the child, right? Was that your plan? And that she wanted you to make sure that I didn't divorce you until the baby was born, right? That was your plan?
What? You were listening to me? How much did you hear? No, wait, hang on. You completely misunderstood what was being talked about. Mom said that she wanted to raise her kid, so I just couldn't, you know?
It's not just your kid, you freaking idiot. It's our child. In fact, I'm the one that's over here suffering with morning sickness. I'm the one that's carrying this child everywhere. Do you understand me? Me. You know that, and yet you're saying this kind of dumb shit. Are you serious right now? You're just gonna have me crap out the baby and then chase me out of the house, right? Hooray?
That's not what I meant, but like, come on, Kayla, don't be like that. I was gonna talk about it a little, you know? Of course I wouldn't just chase you off like that.
Talk about what exactly, Jason? What were we having a discussion about?
Oh, you know, what were you gonna do from here on out, after the baby was born?
All right, then, it's set. You must be super happy, ecstatic even, that you're going to be able to divorce me. How about you just keep making more kids with your affair partner, you piece of shit? Goodbye.
You don't have to be that mean or rude, do you? Mom is just excited to have a child. She wants to raise the baby, you know what I mean? We finally got a child, so why don't we stay married, you know? For the baby and for each other.
I have no intention of letting you do anything for the baby at all. It's my child and only my child. If you want any rights at all, I'm going to make sure that you'll be paying all child support. But I will be sure to make it so that you are only allowed to visit the child once in a while. That's it. You're going to live with the child? Raise the child? Are you serious? You've completely lost your damn mind. You better just keep daydreaming, asshole. I won't stop you.
I'm sorry, you're seriously gonna make this a terrible situation if you do this to me. I apologize for the affair, but I want you to have the baby. Please, I'm begging you.
I said I would have the baby. Of course I'm going to have the baby. But this child isn't going to have a single thing to do with you or your rotten family.
It's my child too, though. Come on, don't be like this, Kayla. I want to raise it with you. Let's both raise a child together. I don't want to get a divorce.
You were literally planning on divorcing me after I gave birth to the child. What are you talking about, you dumbass? Alrighty, well, I'll let you know when we're going to be settling everything after the divorce. We'll hash out the details when I'm ready. Alright, so that's all I've got to say. Goodbye, Mr. Failure. I hope to never see or hear from you again.
Wait, hang on!
What, you have something else you'd like to say to me?
About me and my family. We don't have any way to get around right now. How the hell are we supposed to try to brainstorm to get around?
Are you seriously asking me? I don't know and I don't care.
There aren't really any buses around here or anything. I don't even think there are taxis.
Why are you asking me, Jason? Please explain that to me. There are literally 3 grown adults there. How about you guys use whatever brain cells you have to figure it out? Oh, actually, I have a suggestion. You and your shitty family can all just walk home. Okay, that's it. Don't ever think that I'm ever going to do a single thing for you and any of you ever again. I'm never going to be that person anymore. You guys can all live life however the hell you want. Apparently, later on, that whole family had no way home at all. They were trying to figure it out, but they couldn't. They managed to try to find a bus that would drive them closer to where they could take other forms of public transport to make it home. It ended up taking them over half a day to get home. They also tried to figure out how to talk to Kayla again to try to complain to her about the whole ordeal, but she just told them that they could talk to her lawyer because she was going to be getting a divorce, and that was the end of that. Jason heard from the divorce lawyer, and he had to talk to him. His company also apparently caught wind that he was having an affair, and his life was pretty much over as he knew it. He was being sued for damages, and everyone around him figured out that he was having an affair as well. No one would talk to Jason at all, and eventually, he was all alone. Even his family that was doing everything they could to do their absolute worst to Kayla were also shunned completely. Their family apparently all completely split up and lost each other to everything. A few months later, Kayla gave birth to her child successfully and she was happy with her child. Jason, on the other hand, has no plans to ever be able to see his child in the near future. If you think about what he did to her and his child, you can't really expect anything else. Kayla just swore that her and her child would never cross paths with that terrible family ever again.